It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 Dick, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Go ahead.
Maybe you and all their families and kids could play together. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I don't play well with others.
It's sounding like or looking like Burton has purchased Kentucky Speedway. Does that racetrack need a cup race? How do you think that Burton may play this out?
Does that racetrack need a race? I'm sure they would say they do. Does NASCAR need to be there? That's a whole other conversation. I don't know. I don't think that we need, and this is not because of my personal wants to not have another off weekend or not to have an off weekend. I don't think we need to add a race. I think that we race plenty. I think there's potential for oversaturation. I think we see it in Major League Baseball, and I think we see it in the NBA. Too many games, I think, is a bad thing because it takes away some of the special atmosphere of it. So in my eyes, the question becomes, if we're going to go to Kentucky, where are we going to leave? And is the gain of Kentucky a net gain when you consider the loss of wherever we're going away from? And I'd have to have all that information in front of me to answer that question correctly. I have said, and I do believe, that it's in our best interest as a sport to be as in many places as possible.
Question.
I kind of had, Wyoming and Canada and Washington in my mind when I say that. I didn't really have another race in the Southeast. Not that I'm from the Southeast, but I just think that we have to be in as many places as possible and go expose it to as many people as possible. I don't know how many new people have the opportunity to be exposed to our level of racing by going to Kentucky, and the answers to all those questions would let me answer the question better. But on the surface of it, I don't know where we would leave and be better because we're at Kentucky.
Question right here. Go ahead.
Jeff, is this 600-mile race the most grueling type of race for drivers, or is there something else you would say is tougher?
I don't think it's the most grueling. I think that the temperature has a lot to do with what makes a long race. If typically it's not real hot. To me, this is always the weekend that it starts to get hot. But the race transitions into night and it cools down. So typically, I don't consider this to be the hardest race. I think the hardest race is you catch that Bristol race in August when it's real hot. You catch the Martinsville race sometimes, it gets really hot. To me, the tracks that are physically demanding are, the Bristols, the Martinsville, those kind of racetracks. You catch those when they're on a really hot day. That's way harder than here.
Go ahead. Rusty Ball with NASCAR Media Group. Speaking of tough tracks, next week is Dover. Looks like a really big Bristol. Does it drive like a really big Bristol? In some ways it does.
There's the cool thing about Dover is you do have that opportunity to run in more places than just on the very bottom of the racetrack. It is a tough racetrack. It is physically demanding. A hot day at Dover is a long day. The speed that you generate entering the corners at Bristol the sensation of speed for the driver is real high at Dover. It's one of those places that some places don't feel fast. But that place feels real fast, and it's obviously you don't have any small wrecks there. They're always big. They always tear a lot of stuff up when you hit something. So the opportunity for big impacts is always there, and the fact that the sensation of speed is there makes it a tough place.
Go ahead.
Jeff, there's already been talk of a lot of driver movement this year, and we've seen Dale Jarrett's last ride. Have you started putting plans together for when you're going to decide to get out of the car?
I mean, what I've tried to do is financially plan to be out of the car, but emotionally I'm nowhere near wanting to be out of the car. I believe that drivers should make the decision when they're going to get out of the car really quickly. I think that thinking about it for a long time is probably not the right thing to do. I believe that I'll know when it's time. I'm nowhere near wanting to not do this. I, just like everybody else, have to plan financially for retirement. And when you do this for a living, you're going to retire at 46. If you're lucky, you're not going to retire at 65. So you have to do some planning. But I don't be honest. I don't know what the hell I'd do. That is more enjoyable than this. There's nothing that I look at. When I look around and I look at what other people are doing, there's nothing I look at that interests me more than this. It is very time consuming, and as my kids get older, that obviously is an issue for me. But this is what I do. I don't want to say this is who I am, because I hope I'm a bit more than that, but it is who I am, and I like it. Matter of fact, I love it. There's nothing else I want to do.